Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods here on this Taco Tuesday, and I hope all your taco dreams come true. And let me give a shout out to everybody who has been donating to the Rebuild Stuart Morrison's house, a project we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks at Stuart Morrison's house, who's in the hospital currently with cancer and getting treatment, and we're trying to help him out by doing some work and stuff on the house. We are over $935. Shout out to everybody who's been part of it. And we're going to be in Texas. We're going to be probably doing some meetups and things while we're there and so on. And we're all going to get together and fix this house because it takes a community to take care of each other. And I'm very, very proud about the work that we do outside of here. What's kind of interesting to me is how much love the Eagles are getting out there. Dan Orlovsky, I definitely is truly in love with the Eagles because he's always down deep with the Eagles. And it's almost comical to me because every year they typically will say, oh, the team that won. When the Washington won last year, they were talking about Washington being one of the best teams in the NFC. Mike Greenberg literally going ape crazy all off season talking about the Cowboys. They're only good in June and July, but come the season, they're terrible. The Washington football team, why aren't they getting so much love? That they're maybe one of the best teams in the NFC. He went on board with that over and over again. Yeah. Well, somehow, some way, beyond what they said, the Cowboys won. And I'm just not understanding how now all of a sudden they're on the bandwagon of, well, nobody repeats in that division. The Cowboys, they're awful. You know, they don't have got no chance in the world. Let's listen to this real quick here. I like I said, I find it comical.
Burrow with a healthy offseason could be even more dangerous. Also the best kicker in the sport. Finally, if I were to say the Eagles are going to overtake Dallas in the NFC East, would that be an overreaction?
Not an overreaction. The Eagles roster looks loaded. I understand and I agree that people like the Dallas quarterback better because Jalen Hurts hasn't shown as much, but boy, does he have a lot around him. And if he takes strides to the level that he did last year, does it again this year, then I think you could be talking about a real ascending player here. Eagles are a real threat in that division.
Plus, as you consistently point out to us, no one ever repeats in that division, right?
18 years.
18 years since the last time a team won that division in consecutive seasons, so that works against Dallas. Orlovsky, how about you? If I were to say the Eagles are going to overtake Dallas in the NFC East, do you think it's an overreaction?
No, I thought they did before the NFL draft, and I certainly do after the NFL draft. I don't think that there's any place that the Cowboys are unequivocally better than the Philadelphia Eagles other than quarterback. And we'll see what Jalen Hurts becomes this year now that he's got kind of a necessary support system around him. You might tell me linebacker just because of Micah Parsons, but Jalen Hurts' ability to continue to get better and develop is a huge part of the hope and optimism of this offense. I think they'll be the toughest offense in the NFL, or one of the toughest offenses in the NFL to tackle. I think they're better at the skill position players. I think they're better on the offensive line. I think they're better on the defensive line. Dallas probably has a better secondary, so that's the one place that I'll sit here and go, group-wise, Dallas is unequivocally better. But I think in totality, the difference will come down to, does Jalen Hurts take a necessary step that we all expect him to take? And we'll see what Dak Prescott gets done in a year that he's got tremendous amount of pressure on him.
A reminder that A.J. Brown is now a Philadelphia Eagle, just for anyone who had forgotten that of all the things that happened during the draft, that might wind up being the most significant. Jeff Saturday, how about it? Eagles, Cowboys?
I'm going Cowboys here. Listen, I agree with what the guys are saying. This team's gotten better. You still got to play the games, right? Like, we can talk about rosters. We talked about the Bills having a great roster. Somehow they got to win. Let's not forget the Cowboys almost scored 100 points on the Eagles the 2 games last season. That's a lot of points. And as good as Jalen Hurts does, can they stop what the Cowboys offense can do? Listen, the best thing that happened to the Cowboys is Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn, the 2 offensive and defensive coordinators, stuck around for the progression of this football team. When you look at this team, they still can put up points. They scored, I think they averaged over 31 points in that division. That's not going to change overnight. And as well as Jalen Hurts can play, unless they can match that 30 and 30-plus points a game, which I'm not sure they can, I just don't buy it yet. I get rosters, I get construction, I get all of those things. Ultimately, you got to play, and you got to prove that you're willing to do that. The Eagles have not done that yet.
Orlovsky, you look very skeptical. Go.
Well, Jeff, they scored almost 100 points because they played them in Week 3 when the Eagles ran the ball 3 times in the first half with new head coach. Week 17, they didn't play anybody. Okay? They also. Oh, but that factors into this. Yes, they got to play the games. It's May 7th. Yes, 5 months from now, we'll see if it actually happens. Who's got a better defensive line? Who's got the better defensive line?
I agree.
Who's got the better secondary?
With the players, can they put it together?
Who's got the better offensive line?
Dan Quinn, listen, Dan Quinn, you talk about the defensive line. Do you think Dan Quinn can figure out the ways to find pass rush even without Randy Gregory? I do. Like, I believe, irrespective
of you go player for player.
Again, listen, when you talk about construction of football teams, it's all one conversation. Howie Roseman's done a fantastic job. You still got to go play them, Dan, and they got to go play together. How quickly can that happen? That's what's going to be the deal.
Jeff, who has the better defensive line?
Because Graziano hosts this show.
The Eagles have the better defensive line individually.
Who has the better offensive line?
What he's learning is
definitely the Eagles.
It's very frustrating when you ask a question and the other person won't answer it, right? So Orlovsky,
who's got the better quarterback?
Answer to one question, and Jeff is just not going to give him the satisfaction of giving it to him. No. One way or another, we're on record. Eagles winning the division.
Sure, yeah. May 9th
Saturday is on record. Eagles, Cowboys winning the division.
That's right.
And Orlovsky, Eagles winning the division, yes?
You're a sellout. Eagles win the division.
I don't even know what that
homer.
Means. All right, speaking of the Eagles, we're going to see them in a very special night of football early in the season. So earlier.
Okay, so that will be the off-season debate of the Eagles being the better team than the Cowboys. Now, today on CBS, sometime this morning, they'll be announcing some more of the breadcrumbs for the NFL. They're releasing a few more games, of course, today on CBS this morning. We'll find out what games they're going to be putting up, so on. And then tomorrow, I believe it's Fox, and then Thursday it will be NBC, and then, of course, the full release will be the teams will be able to release their home openers, I believe, after 5 o'clock Eastern, and then the whole schedule will be out by 8 o'clock. The NFL, they know they have us hooked. They know that we are truly fans and are just sitting there just waiting. And they're just teasing us right now. They're just like, we know you want it, but we're just going to give you just a taste. Then we're going to get you another taste. They're going to spread it out and make as much as possible on each and every one of these things. But, hey, can you blame them? They know they've got everything they've got all the cards, and we're just the suckers that are waiting. I can't wait for the season to get here. I need to actually start the clock. I believe we're under 125 days now, so it won't look so bad when I get back from going down the country, and I'm heading down there to do some more work for the next couple of days, so I'll be on the road. I'll reset the clock when I come back. And so, with all of that being said, it's going to be short and sweet this morning. I'll be on the road. I'll be hitting you guys up there as soon as we find out what the other games that are going on are going to be. And, of course, any news on the Cowboys. Things will probably be quiet until Friday because that's when the rookie OTAs begin, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so you know how we roll, y'all.
Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is,